My name's Jed and I retired here to the beautiful kingdom of Thailand 5 years ago. Come and join me as I take you on a journey to discover the best that the land of smiles has to offer. Whether you're an expat, thinking of opening a business or working here in Thailand, or if you're a digital nomad looking to work in a more economical country than your own country, or if you're a holiday maker and you're wanting to know the best places to visit in this beautiful, diverse country, or maybe you're like me, a retiree looking for a better and cheaper place to spend your retirement during your golden years. Well, if that's the case, you've come to the right channel. Swadee Krab, Jed here from Thailand, my land, retiring disgracefully. I got a message the other day from one of my subscribers, and I'll read it to you. It says, you haven't done a video on the difficulties of an older gentleman dating in Thailand. I think you would get a lot of views. Well, actually, I did do one about a year ago on the difficulties of dating here in Thailand, and yeah, it's a bit of a minefield sometimes. I've had now 3 Thai girlfriends, and unfortunately each of them haven't worked out, and also a failed marriage, so maybe I'm not the right person to ask when it comes to relationships, but I'll do my best. But what I'm going to do, I don't want to go through the whole thing again. I'm going to put on now the video that I made I think it was last August, so it's about a year ago now that I did this video. So I'll put that on now, and any of you people out there who are having difficulties or want to know the best ways to try and attract these ladies, take it with a grain of salt, because as I think I said in the video, if I was an expert on relationships, I'd still be married and living in Australia. But obviously something went wrong there, and something's gone wrong here in Thailand a little bit. But I live in hope. So I hope you enjoy it. I hope you get something out of it. Please comment if there's anything that you think might be of interest to other subscribers. I also did a video on which you can look back on dating websites, and that's quite interesting as well. So if you look back through my older videos for the dating website video, that might be of interest to you as well. So I'll put the video on that I made last year in between the video I made yesterday on the pros of Krabi, and the next one on Krabi, which will be the property. I'll put this one in between just as a little filler, so you can have a look at what it was if you didn't see it before. So sit back, crack a tinny, break out the popcorn, and enjoy my video that I made last year on how to try to find love as a retiree here in Thailand. In paradise. Sun just starting to come up over Lamai. A quick look around. It's about 6:30 here now. Sun starts to come up around about 6 o'clock. But it's going to be another beautiful day. Another day where it makes you feel glad to be alive. I'll just put this down here. Okay, I want to talk to you this morning about relationships. I'm no expert on relationships between men and women. I was married for 46 years, and in the end I messed that up after 46 years of marriage, which is why I came to Thailand. So I'm no expert on relationships. If I was, I'd still be living in Australia, married to my beautiful wife. So anyway, I arrived here 4 years ago in Thailand, and after about 8 months of travelling around and looking to see where I live, I met a nice lady here in Koh Samui, and we moved up to Hua Hin about a year later, and we opened up a shop there, a barber's shop, because she wanted to be a barber. But anyway, that also fell apart, not due to any problems between me and her where we were fighting or anything like that, or arguing. It was more because of the shop. It became her life. I came to Thailand to live my life and enjoy and travel around the country, because this was pre-COVID, of course. And when she got the shop, well, the shop took over her life, and she loved her shop. I suppose, put it bluntly, she loved the shop more than she loved me. So in the end, I gave the choice of shop or me, and she took the shop. So, which was a bit of a shock to me. I thought she would have said, "Okay, I sell the shop." But anyway, that's another. So then, that was 18 months ago. Yeah, maybe 20 months ago that we broke up. And I haven't been in a relationship since then, till last October, which was about a year after I broke up with my original Thai lady. When you come to Thailand, if you're thinking of coming to Thailand and you're widowed, or you're single, or you're divorced, or whatever, and you're thinking of looking for a nice Thai lady to live out the rest of your days, a lot of people go to bars and find a bar girl, and they're very happy to settle down with you, because you can change their lives, obviously, for the better. If you've got a pension and you've got some spare money and you can buy a house or whatever, then their lives have completely changed. And I have no problem with that. I like talking with bar girls. I love talking with bar girls, but I very rarely take one home, because I often think of what the man they were with the night before, or the night before that, or the night before that. In fact, I haven't taken a bar girl home since probably after the first 2 months of coming here, which is 4 years ago. But I still love to go to the bars, and I love to talk to them. I like to find out about their lives and how they got to this point in their life where they had to leave their village and come and work in a bar in Koh Samui or Pattaya or Phuket. And very interesting stories they are too. And very heartbreaking stories as well sometimes, but it works for some people. And I've heard of I write books on Thailand, and write books on retiring in Thailand and retiring in other areas of the world, and I've spoken with many expats who've married a bar girl and are very happy, because they have a good heart. And if you can forget about the life they've had, then you can be very happy. But I've also heard some very bad stories about where it's fell apart, and the man's lost a lot of money because he's she's taken him for a ride, I suppose. Both of my relationships that I've had in Thailand, when people I met not in a bar. First one I met walking along a beach here in Koh Samui. I used to walk every morning about 6 o'clock along the beach. My hotel was on the beach, and I'd get up and walk before breakfast, maybe for an hour. And I passed this lovely girl every morning for about 4 or 5 days, and she smiled at me and I smiled at her, and then the next morning it was swadee krap, swadee ka. And then after a while, after about maybe 5 days, I was, you might not think it, but I'm quite a shy person. I never made the first move. I walked on the beach and I said this morning, swadee krap. And she said, swadee ka, where are you from? And she stopped to talk to me. And I was so happy, because I got closer to her and I look at her, and she's very beautiful and lovely smile. And anyway, I tell her where I'm from, and I ask where she's from, and I tell her, that I'm living in Thailand, I'm not on holiday. And it went from there. She worked for an insurance company, and here in Samui, and I said, would you like to go and have a coffee when we finish walking? And then she said yes. So we walked together and to finish the walk, and then we went and had coffee and we got to know each other. And anyway, we ended up being together after dating for a little while, and we ended up travelling through Thailand together and writing a book about that even. So that's how I found my first Thai relationship. And the second one was on a dating app. Now, dating apps here, there's many of them: Thai Cupid, Thai Friendly, Thai Dating. I think it must be about 5 or 6 of them. I use Thai Cupid. Now, they're very good, but there's also a lot of freelancers on there who are they're working in massage or they work in bars, and they go on there to get someone for one night. So you have to be, if you're looking for a long-term relationship, you still have to be careful. But the good thing about them is you can just chat for a while, sort of by texting, and then you can get their Line ID, which is the phone company here, which is the most popular for Thai people, Line. For an app for free phone calls. So most of them will give you their Line ID. Then you can have a video chat, and you can actually see what they look like, and they can see what you look like, because a lot of people put their best photos on there, and they've already photoshopped them so that the wrinkles have gone. But when you see, you can't hide that on a video. And then if you're happy, you say, okay, well, let's meet. And quite often they're in other towns as well. You can be in Koh Samui and you're talking to a lady in Bangkok. And that's another problem at the moment because of COVID. You can't just nip in a car and think, okay, I'll go and spend the weekend in Bangkok and take this lady out for dinner and get to know her. It's very hard now if you meet someone who's not in the same town as you. So these dating apps are very good, but you still have to be very careful that you don't meet the wrong person, someone who's just after your money, or someone who's just after one night, or just doesn't care who she gets as long as he's going to look after her for the rest of her life. So you need to find someone who loves you and you love them, and it's not an easy ask on a dating website either. So I suppose that's the 3 methods of finding someone, the love of your life here, is by chatting to someone you meet. It could be a neighbour, could be in the same block of condos as you, or live next door in a house, or it could be in a shop or a bank, or like me, walking along a beach and just smiling at someone and they smile back. So yeah, there's a few tips for you if you're thinking of coming out this way. If you are thinking of coming to Thailand, if you're a single male, can't talk for female Westerners going with Thai men. I've got no idea what that happens, and it doesn't happen very often, to be quite honest. I very rarely see a Western lady with a Thai man. But you see many Western men with Thai ladies. That's why they come here. They're lonely, or they come to find a wife, or they come just for a week to go to bars and take beautiful bar girls back to their hotel rooms. Something they couldn't do in their own country. You can't. A fat old man with no hair and walking with a limp. You find it very hard to find a lady in his own country, but they can come here and pay 1,000 baht and have a beautiful lady for a night, or they can pay 7,000 baht and have a beautiful lady for a week, and take them around and feel good about themselves. So if you are thinking about coming here, be very careful. Thai relationships are not the same as Western relationships, and you'll find that there'll be plenty of ladies, especially with COVID now, there's going to be plenty of ladies there looking for a farang to make their husband or their boyfriend. But if you're an older, like me, if you're retired, don't make the mistake of thinking, I'll take a 22-year-old Thai lady and I'll make her my wife. It happens, but I would think 99% of the time it'll all end in tears, because the girl's immature, she's young, and she hasn't had a life, and then she's with this old man who's had his life, and they get resentful, I suppose. They want a life of their own, and they tend to stray a little bit then. My girlfriend is 52, still 18 years younger than me. She's still a young girl compared to me, but she's mature. She has had her life. She's learnt a lot. She's not some flirty young girl, and she's interesting. You know, when they're older, they're interested. You can talk about something. You talk to a 22-year-old girl. She hasn't done anything, been anywhere, so the conversation runs dry. You know, I suppose the sex life is great, but the conversation side of it, it can be, you know, you want to talk to someone. You know, you want to be. It's not all about bum bum, as they say here. It's about having a relationship like you would want in a Western country. You still want to be able to talk and to laugh and to joke and to enjoy their company, and take the bad with it as well. You know, you're going to have a few arguments. You're going to you know, there's going to be money problems. There's going to be. It's no different. But if you're with an older lady who has some experience in life, then you're obviously going to be happier, I think. So let that be a warning to you. If you are thinking of coming here, you know, it's nice to. And to me, to be honest, it's nice to for an older man to be with a younger girl, but not for me. I never could do that. I could never go with a young 22-year-old girl when I'm nearly 70. I couldn't do that. So it's not something that I could ever do, and I hate to see it, to be honest, when you see an old man, you know, sort of 70 or 80, walking hand in hand along a beach with a 20-year-old young girl, and thinking that everyone envies him, or, you know, because he has a young lady. But everyone knows that, you know, she's only with him because he's got some money and he's going to maybe help her get a better life. So I'm not trying to preach to the converted. I'm sure you people all knew that before, or would be coming here if you're thinking of coming here, and be doing what I advise anyway. But if you're thinking of coming here, if you want a lady for a night, that's okay. It's up to you. But if you're thinking of a relationship long term and you want to, you know, sort of live out your life with one lady in your life, then it's a good idea to get one that's a little bit older and more mature. And don't make the same mistakes that I did. If you're gonna go to Google Translate, always reverse check. Okay, reverse the conversation back, because you might say something like, "Oh, I want you to come and see me," and it might, when you reverse it back and it goes back from Thai to English, it might say, "I don't want you to come and see me." So, you know, always reverse check if you're going to do Google Translate or any other translation app. Okay, that's the lesson for today. As I say, I'm no expert. I wish I was. If I was, I'd still be happily married in Australia. But hey, it's okay. I'm here. If you haven't already done so, please push the subscribe button. If you're thinking of retiring or living in Thailand, please take a look at my book, The Retiring Thailand Handbook, the first 6 months. You'll find it on Amazon. It's crammed full of information to help you tiptoe the logistics of making Thailand your home in retirement. Thanks a lot for watching my channel. So until next time, stay safe, keep smiling, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers for now.